Q3018. A recreational or private pilot acting as piloting. A. Logbook endorsement to show that a flight review has been satisfactorily accomplished. B. Medical certificate if required and an appropriate pilot certificate. C. Endorsement on the pilot certificate to show that a flight review has been satisfactorily accomplished. The correct answer is B. A recreational or private pilot acting as pilot in command or in any other capacity as a required pilot flight crew member must have in their personal possession or readily accessible in the aircraft a current medical certificate if it is required for their operations. Additionally, they must have an appropriate pilot certificate which shows their qualifications and certification as a pilot. The medical certificate, if required, ensures that the pilot meets the medical standards necessary to safely operate an aircraft. The appropriate pilot certificate demonstrates that the pilot has met the necessary training and regulatory requirements to act as a pilot in command or a required flight crew member. Both the medical certificate and pilot certificate should be carried by the pilot or kept readily accessible in the aircraft to comply with aviation regulations and to provide proof of their qualifications and compliance with the necessary medical standards. 3019. Each person who holds a pilot certificate or a medical certificate shall present it for inspection upon the request of any A. Authorized representative of the Department of Transportation. B. Person in a position of authority. C. Local law enforcement officer. The correct answer is C. Each person who holds a pilot certificate or a medical certificate is required to present it for inspection upon the request of any authorized representative of the Department of Transportation, DOT. These authorized representatives can include personnel from the Federal Aviation Administration, FAA, or other agencies under the DOT's jurisdiction. It is important for pilots to carry their certificates with them or have them readily accessible in the aircraft to comply with this requirement. This allows for verification of the pilot's qualifications and compliance with aviation regulations when requested by an authorized representative of the DOT. 2129. Each person who holds a pilot certificate, a U.S. driver's license, or a medical certificate shall present it for inspection upon the request of the administrator, the National Transportation Safety Board, or any A. Authorized representative of the Department of Transportation. B. Authorized representative of the Department of State. C. Federal, state, or local law enforcement officer. The correct answer is C. According to the regulations, each person who holds a pilot certificate, a U.S. driver's license, or a medical certificate is required to present it for inspection upon the request of the administrator of the Federal Aviation Administration, the National Transportation Safety Board, NTSB, or any federal, state, or local law enforcement officer. This requirement ensures that individuals who are operating aircraft or engaging in aviation activities are able to provide proof of their qualifications and compliance with regulations when requested by the appropriate authorities. It is important for pilots to carry their certificates with them or have them readily accessible in order to comply with this regulation. 3038. A recreational pilot acting as pilot in command must have in his or her personal possession while aboard the aircraft A. A current logbook endorsement to show that a flight review has been satisfactorily accomplished. B. A current logbook endorsement that permits flights within 50 nautical miles from the departure airport. C. The pilot logbook to show recent experience requirements to serve as pilot in command have been met. The correct answer is B. According to the regulations, a recreational pilot acting as pilot in command must have in their personal possession while aboard the aircraft a current logbook endorsement that permits flights within 50 nautical miles from the departure airport. This endorsement indicates that the pilot has met the necessary requirements and is authorized to conduct flights within the specified distance. The logbook endorsement serves as evidence that the pilot has received the required training and has demonstrated the necessary proficiency to operate as pilot in command within the limitations specified in the endorsement. It is an important document for recreational pilots to have in their possession to comply with the regulations and demonstrate their qualification to operate the aircraft. 3028. To act as pilot in command of an aircraft carrying passengers, a pilot must show by logbook endorsement the satisfactory completion of a flight review or completion of a pilot proficiency check within the preceding A. 6 calendar months. B. 12 calendar months. C. 24 calendar months. The correct answer is C. To act as the pilot in command of an aircraft carrying passengers, a pilot must show by a logbook endorsement that they have completed a flight review or a pilot proficiency check within the preceding 24 calendar months. This requirement ensures that pilots maintain their skills and stay current with the necessary knowledge and procedures for safe flight operations. A flight review is a recurrent training and evaluation process conducted by a certified flight instructor. It includes a review of pilot skills, knowledge, and proficiency in various flight maneuvers and procedures. Alternatively, a pilot proficiency check can be conducted by an authorized check pilot or examiner. By having a logbook endorsement indicating the completion of a flight review or pilot proficiency check within the past 24 calendar months, pilots demonstrate their ongoing commitment to maintaining their skills and meeting the regulatory requirements to act as pilot in command while carrying passengers.